Welcome to Red Hot Marriage.
I'm Diana.
And I'm Eric. We're on a mission to help couples build Red Hot Marriage.
Yeah, so we love to open our podcast with just a question, and it's a question that you can go and kind of ask your spouse about, and so you can build some conversation, some fun conversation. So today's question is one that may stir up some negative energy. So we're going to start with it. But, okay, what is like the one thing that maybe you have bought or invested in or maybe gone to where it was like a waste of money?
I already know.
The biggest waste of money.
When you started to lean into that question, the first few, I already knew. I already knew what was on my mind. A while back.
Years and years ago.
Yeah, it was. The kids were even small. They were teens. But we went to this restaurant close to our house. It was a Japanese restaurant. We went in there, and I don't know, we spent like $100, but it was like the most overpriced, most like horrible food,
disgusting,
I've ever eaten in my life. I was so pissed off after eating that it's still like I get triggered. I get like a madman after I think about that. It was so horrible. It was so bad. So bad. That one.
And it was a worse service too.
Worse service.
It was so
my gosh.
expensive.
You know, sometimes you go to a restaurant and sometimes you might pay a lot of money and you're like, oh, but it was delicious. Yeah. The experience was amazing.
Not here.
No, not here. And we didn't pay a lot of money. It was like $100, but it was horrible. It was like $100, like in reverse.
Flush.
Oh my gosh, I could keep
Flush
on. I'm gonna take over this podcast talking about this thing. It's so bad.
Well, we never went back anymore.
We never went back.
Eventually, it shut down because you know it was just.
It was so bad.
It was for sure.
And I'm drinking out of my Cowboys cup today.
I like the Cowboys cup.
Drinking some delicious coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, honey. So what about you? What is the worst thing?
The biggest trigger for me is a hotel that we stayed in South Padre Island several years ago.
She's still spicy about this.
Oh my goodness. The price on that hotel was ridiculous. It was like $500 a night to stay there, but this place was trash. We ended up the elevator was not working, so we ended up needing to take the stairs. And I mean, we were so scared that we were going to have what is that you get when there's like
tetanus?
We needed a tetanus shot to go down the stairs. I was freaked out
because there was a lot of rust.
Oh, rust everywhere! Yeah. Like that place was falling apart.
It was.
So now they've done a new hotel there, so it's all good. But we paid so much money, and all I could think of is that we then later, like the next year, we went to Florida for 3 days, and it was like less than $500. And it was the most beautiful hotel and
Ocean
everything. Ocean view.
It was like a condo.
Exactly. And so I'm still spicy about that. Every time we go to South Padre, I'm like, do you remember how much we paid in that stupid hotel?
Yeah.
So today's topic, it goes right into it. Triggers.
We're going to talk about triggers.
Yeah. And this is one that comes up with many couples that we counsel, that we sit with and mentor, that they live in this space of like triggers because they have had infidelity in their marriages, in their relationships, and they are, especially with summer here and present, this is something that I'm still walking through with many of our spouses.
And this is like couples have gone through
betrayal,
porn addiction, betrayal, extramarital affairs, and they're trying to repair the relationship. Yeah.
So in summer can stir up all of these things all over again, where I know for the ladies that I work with, sometimes like it's even hard to get out of their home. They don't want to get out of the house because if they go shopping, if they go to the store, if they go to the mall, they go to a quinceañera, if they go to a wedding or whatever, you're going to have everybody dressing really, really scantily dressed, right? And it's just going to bring up.
And you can't control that.
And you cannot control everybody, but that's just the reality, right? Yes. Going to the beach is another big one, right? So I know in talking to some of the people that we work with, I mean, how we want to get the women that are listening today, give them some tools to maybe help them be able to get out of their house in the summer. And for the guys, we want to give them some tools too, so they can help their spouse whenever they are being activated with a trigger.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be unpacking a little bit today. In thinking back on some of the couples that we've walked through and worked with, we've had some that have come that they don't go anywhere. They're have stopped having fun. Yeah. They have stopped going to parties, going out in their environment, and pretty much staying in until winter when everybody is covered up again, because it's something that is really challenging to overcome. And I was thinking back on one of the couples that we were working with, that they were trying to plan a vacation, right? A family vacation. And they like, her favorite place is the beach. She loves going to the beach, but she hasn't been to the beach in, I think, like 6 years or something like that.
Long time.
Because of this very thing, that sure. When Discovery came and she realized, like, oh my gosh, nowhere is safe, especially the beach. Yeah. So they just, like, they don't even go there anymore. And, you know, she feels resentful towards her husband every single summer that comes around. She's like, another year that I can't go to the beach because, you know, I don't know how he's going to respond. But she's not really voicing that to him. She's just, he knows that she doesn't want to go to the beach, and it's his fault that she doesn't want to go to the beach. So, they've been getting a little bit better, and they finally made it to the beach, you know, and they kind of worked through the different things to be able to be okay while they're at the beach. They kind of have safe words and all of that, and they've made some progress there. And in talking to her, I was telling her that for me, walking through this with you too, the beach is like my favorite place in the world. And I was like, great, I can't go there either. And for many years, I would be incredibly just like, no, that's a dangerous place. I don't want to go. I don't want to be there. And eventually, now we're at the place, we go to the beach all the time. We're having fun. I don't even think about it anymore, because we started healing our relationship, where we started then placing some boundaries there for us that would help us then, that would help me feel safe whenever you were around all these beautiful bodies right at the beach too. But it also helped me, like, hey, like, whatever Erik's thoughts are, whatever he is thinking about, or it's on him. It's not on me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not on me. So being able to hold that space, right? Whenever you are activated, like, yes, whenever a trigger does come, you know, and what that means is that your amygdala has just like fired up. Part of your brain that says danger, danger, danger has activated. And no matter sometimes what you say or do, you're still activated. I want to talk a little bit about, before we go into the beach scene, we were having a conversation earlier this week with, and Derek asked you if you had ever had caviar. And then you turned around and you're like, babe, have we ever had caviar? And I was like, yes, we've had caviar.
I was like, when?
And I was like, well, it was the year that you came clean about what was going on through your addiction, porn recovery,
addiction.
It was that year that we went, that we had our anniversary at a really nice restaurant, right, in South Lake, and we were trying all these things. We were really trying that year to make things normal, to be like, I wanted to be normal. I wanted, like, that had happened. That discovery had come. It was like the early summer part, and now we're in December. So I was really trying hard to just, like, kind of push along, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'll dress up. We'll go on this date, right? We're going to just make it good. It's a nice restaurant. It's a great restaurant.
Great restaurant.
Yeah. So we're sitting there, and then all of a sudden I become completely activated. And the way that it happened is, like, I just had a thought. I was sitting there, and you said something very sweet, like, honey, I love you. You're toasting to our love. We're having a great moment. And then all of a sudden I'm triggered.
The bomb hits.
And then in my mind, like, all I could hear was like, I've been betraying you for all these years. And yes, even though I'm saying that I love you, like, to me, I couldn't compute. Like, well, if you love me, why would you do that? Why would you be, you know? But this is all going in my mind. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just, like, stone cold now. Like, and I feel myself, like, leaving my body. Yeah. That's the way. And I said, you know what? I need to go to the restroom. So I just went up to the restroom, and I'm now in the restroom having a full on anxiety attack, panic attack, and I am triggered to the max, right?
Yeah, to the max, yeah.
So I'm there and I am breathing, I'm tapping, I'm doing all the things that, my therapist told me to do. So I'm doing all these things there in the restroom.
Yeah.
I am touching the side. I have literally like my back against the wall and I am leaning against the wall because one of the things that helps you is cold things. So I have
to break
that, right? To break the pattern in my brain, but I can't break it.
Yeah.
And by the time that I'm crying already. I'm just like, I'm a puddle of tears. This went south so quick, so fast, right? In the process of all of that, we had caviar. I
don't remember nothing. The only thing that I remember is
the trigger.
Is a trigger.
So we end up leaving the restaurant.
Yeah.
After that, I don't even think we had dessert. We just left.
Yeah,
we left. We paid, left, came home, quiet. And now I am just like, every thought is just, I'm being flooded. And it was a really, really cold day. So I'm touching the window and I'm trying to just like ground myself because I don't even know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Came home, had the worst night because I was completely flooded, and I share this story because that's how fast a trigger happens.
Yeah.
When you have been going through this process of restoration and, rebuilding trust and all of that after betrayal, after, for us, in our case, it was porn addiction. And it can go south so fast, so fast.
Yeah.
So I understand the place of where wives come in and they share these things of like, I'm completely triggered and I don't know how to stop. And in your case, you can understand the guy's part of like, I did all this and I don't know how to fix it now.
And I didn't remember nothing that happened that evening.
No, for sure. But how can we help couples, navigate this area? This is what we want to unpack today. How do we come from a place of like, for the wife that is still hurting, still trying to heal, and for the guy that is trying to fix what he broke, so let's talk a little bit about what you've done, throughout these years to help me kind of get to that space whenever you see me that I am triggered, and then I'll help the wives on my end.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, triggers and being triggered and navigating these situations are so difficult. Like it's so real. And I think it's like a combination of two things. The trigger's real. Like the pain that you're experiencing is so real and it's true because you've gone through a great breach of trust, a breaking of the vows, all these things that are connected to your relationship with your husband. And so my heart goes out to the women that have to experience this because I saw it in you. I saw it, how real it is. And I see it, I saw it, the pain that you were in. So it's so real. The other part to it, it might seem that there's no way you can like go back and find a foundation, a stable ground. And at that moment, it feels like that. But that's where the husband, that's where you come in. That you can help your wife not be perfectly okay, because this is not like an overnight fix, but it's you being present in those moments of where there's a trigger, that you can really help her find that stability, find that safety again, starting to find the safety. I don't want to say find safety because when you're going through this, it feels like you're never going to find it, but you can start taking steps little by little and to get more secure. The trigger happens, you address it, you find more safety. Every time you find more safety. As opposed to when the trigger happens and nothing gets said, then the trigger next time, it just gets exponentially goes in the wrong direction. And I think that our episode in the restaurant, we were
really early in recovery.
Yeah, and
too.
It's evidence that that's what happened.
Yeah. You didn't know what to do.
No, I didn't know what to do. It just went sideways, and and the whole night was gone. I mean, I don't remember we had caviar. I don't remember what we had. I just know that he was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do. But that's part of it, and I think so. The one part is you, the wife that was betrayed, going through all this. But I think that the second part, the other part is the husband, the other part of the equation, the one that broke the promise, the one that betrayed your trust. Now we get to step into that moment and start making amends. And it's not gonna feel fun. It's not gonna be nice. You just need to step right in there. And one thing that you can do, and what I'm thinking about right now is that if you're going through these steps and if you're engaging in the repair of your marriage, means to me that you wanna stay together forever, that you wanna continue to build this marriage and repair it and fix it and find connection, find the attachment that you need. And so if you're the man and you want to help your wife, this is one thing that you can do. You can, whenever you see her having a trigger, you're going to see different things. You're going to see her maybe start sweating. Maybe her eyes get glazed over, and she gets cold, or all those different
Do
things.
you remember how cold I would get?
Yeah.
Whenever we would have like difficult conversations, I would just like start shivering.
Yeah.
And I would start shaking too.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just like uncontrollable.
And you would put one blanket, another one, and you were still shaking.
Yeah.
So whenever you see this, I want you men to identify that and say, you're not going to say, you can say, I see that you're shaking. Mm-hmm. And then once you identify and that you notice what's happening in her body, now the next thing you're going to say, are you triggered? Mm-hmm. And once you say, from there, she'll say yes, and you'll have more opportunity now to step in with curiosity and say, tell me how you're triggered, and for her to start talking more about what she's experiencing. And you, at that moment, you're not going to try to fix it. All you want to do is say, honey, I am here. I want to listen to what you're experiencing. And you want to say, I'm sorry for breaking the promise that I made to you whenever I married you. I broke that promise, and I'm not doing that no more. And I'm here. I'm doing everything that I need, that I know to do, to address the things that I was experiencing. And I'm sorry that my actions are causing this in you. Mm-hmm. So I'm here. Tell me how are you triggered?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you do that so well.
I would say that's
you would do that all. Yeah, no, you actually would use that with me, and you would tell me that.
Yeah.
But then you would also do an incredible check-in. You would say, my mind is good, my heart is good, my eyes are good.
Yeah.
And that's become kind of the way they say, my mind is good, my eyes are good, my heart is good.
Yeah.
And that would be for me like, okay. So he noticed what triggered me too, because sometimes we were like in the presence, right, of what was triggering, and he's okay. He's okay, right? So that check-in would always give me a sense of peace. It would kind of bring me back. I would be able to kind of settle myself, my emotions. Right. And sometimes it was just like, I just needed to cry. Because I was experiencing so much pain in that moment of like remembering how sad, that very moment made me feel. And, it's amazing. I share with my friends, I'm like, you will heal. You will heal, but it is a process. Yeah. And it is a process that is like not for the weak and faint at heart, because it is a long process that it takes to heal. But what he can do is start helping you heal by doing things like this, like what you said, of acknowledging all of it, taking all the responsibility that belongs to the person that broke covenant, right? Yeah. And then helping the wife, like, okay, you're safe. You are safe, because that's what's going on, that you're going to have those emotional triggers that come up, right? Yeah. And it is like you feel like you don't know where to go, what to do. And when someone else comes along, especially the person that caused this and takes that ownership, then you're not thinking like, because for the wife, you're carrying like, I should be over this. Like, he already asked for forgiveness. I should be over this. So there's even a sense of guilt that she experiences in having that trigger. And I know we tell you, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I'm ruining this night, but I don't know how to stop it.
Right.
I don't know what to do. And at that point in our recovery, it was so early on that you didn't even know like how to handle it. No. Like you would just shut down and shut in and go shameful. Like that would be like the one emotion that you would feel was shame.
Yeah.
And now the emotion that follows any time that this happened later on was you would take ownership, but you would have empathy. That you were able then to really understand that this was something that...
I would say empathy and courage.
I would agree with that. Yeah, for sure. Because even if it was uncomfortable for you to bring it up, you would still bring it up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I noticed that you're quiet. You're gone inward. What's going on? And you would probe and you would then check in on me.
Yeah.
And that started really helping me also like feel like, okay, I'm safe to talk, to say these things. And that started that healing journey for us. But for couples that are in this space right now of recovery, where they are trying to... What is our new normal? Well, if you are starting in recovery, the new normal is going to be what we just talked about right now. It is like she may be activated by something that she sees in her environment. Understand that the moment that she goes outside, she starts scanning for threats. And the scanning is like 360 scanning. And she will pick up on things that you probably don't even know that are there. But for her, she is scanning because she's trying to find safety. And then she may pick up on a few threats, right, along the way. And at that moment, you may then start seeing her then natural response will be kind of like, it's almost like crushing and like going inward. Or it could be outward of like she gets mad, or she just goes quiet, or she just wants to like leave.
Right.
She doesn't want to be there no more. She looks like she's upset with you, but she's really having a trigger. And at that point you're going to need to pick up on that and just ask like, hey, what is going on? Because that's when you can start doing that work, whenever you're out and about and that happens.
And the only way to really deal with the core of a trigger is you have to be able to address it and pinpoint that trigger. You have to, absolutely have to, because a trigger does not go away because you're doing more work, because you're being nicer, because you're being more accommodating, because you're doing all those different things. It's like if you picture this, let's say for example that I have a thermos right here, like a big, like the ones that you see in hotels that have like the slice of cucumber and all this stuff. So let's say we have a foundation of all the strawberries, cucumbers, and all that stuff. And I come and dump a gallon of toilet water right on it, right? And I just leave it like that. And then I fill it up to the toilet water. So then every day you come in and get a little bit of that water, right? So it's got strawberries, it's got cucumbers, it's got kiwis, but every day I come and start and continue to slice up strawberries and cucumbers and just pile it on. But every day you come and get it, right? So it doesn't matter how many fruit and vegetables and whatever you want to put in there. It does not change that you're still drinking toilet water. True. And you could be drinking that toilet water for days and days and days. The only way to deal, and that's kind of like that's a picture, a mental picture that I want for anyone that's listening, that's carrying a trigger, to think about that, because no matter how much like good things that you put in that water, it's never going to change it. No matter how much good work that you do, that trigger is going to remain there because there's still like stuff in there that should not be there. Right. And the only way to take it out is to address it. Mm-hmm. So in other words, the only way to clean that out is to take all the fruit out, take everything, give it a good clean, put some bleach in it, whatever you want to do, and then refill it, put all the fruit, all the things that you want to, and then put like real clear water. Now you're drinking delicious, refreshing water. And it's very similar to what a trigger, right? A trigger is going to be that dirty stuff that's still in there But the only way to clean it out is to address it, to really deal with it.
And I like that analogy because initially maybe you had this marriage that you thought was like awesome. You thought that was perfect, right? Or close to. And then now something that has been introduced to that has really mired it, right?
Yeah.
And made it just really messy. It takes time for this. Like you can't go back to that, to what you had before. And I love that. That's something I won't forget for sure. Because it's true. And that's what happens in recovery, that you have couples that are navigating this. The guy's doing all the work. He's doing all the things. He's going to group. He's calling someone whenever he's triggered. He's doing all the work. And why is his wife still stuck in this
He's still drinking that water.
Well, because she remembers, you put poop in the water, dude.
Exactly.
You put poop in the water.
No, and it's true. It's true.
You did.
Yeah.
So as a guy, doing the work doesn't just mean that, hey, everything's going to disappear.
No.
You have to address the daily of what is happening in her that comes up.
Yeah.
And for you to create that space of safety is going to help her in her recovery as well.
And I think in the beginning of the recovery work it's going to be more consistent. The way you're going to have to check on your wife, check on your wife, make sure that she's doing okay. And you can do checks. This is the things that I'm working on, this week, this month, whatever it is, all those things are going to be, they have to be more consistent.
True.
As recovery starts getting more deeper, more profound over the long run, maybe those things you don't have to be, and maybe she'll tell you, you don't have to tell me anymore.
Yeah.
And that's perfect because that's what you want. You want for her to feel safe enough for her to tell you, okay, this is, I'm good. My heart is good. But that's an important step on learning, not because you're working and reading some books. Now you're hands off. Hey, I already arrived, I already read. Yeah. No, hey, settle down, man. This is going to take a while. You have to know that the hurt and the pain, the devastation that you caused, your actions caused, this is what it merits. This is the reality of it. You destroyed your marriage, and now you need to have the courage. You need to ask the Lord to give you the strength to dive in and correct it and start the mending process, the repair process.
Yeah. And you do that so brilliantly with men. I've seen men that have come and that have sat with you and have been, mentored and coached by you, get the tools that they need to be able to then show up in their marriages fully well and as great men now that have the skills, that have the tools to help their wives heal. So I can't recommend you enough because you're amazing, honey.
It's taken...
Yeah, it was hitting yourself in the
wall
a little bit, right?
A lot of work. Hardest work I've ever done, but so rewarding being on the other side.
Yeah.
The man that I get to be for me. And then from there flows to you and everyone else that I get to touch, my life gets to touch.
Yeah.
So, and I feel real proud of the man that I see in the mirror every day because of that.
Yeah, I'm proud of the man that you see in the mirror too. Yeah. But it's taken a lot of work to get there. And I think that that's something that if you find yourself as a couple and you are experiencing these triggers and kind of going through this little dance of I don't know if I'll ever get out. The answer is yes, you will. You will come to that place of recovery. You will be able to enjoy the beach again and be out and about, right? But it's going to take you talking about this honestly with maybe a coach, maybe, with your spouse, and like that you can get to that place. But there is hope. There's hope.
There's hope.
There's hope. Yeah,
for sure.
So let's stop it there. Let's end it there. I think that's a good place to stop. And we can definitely encourage, if you guys are liking some of the conversations that we're having here, these are meant for you to be able to gain some wisdom, and you don't have to pay for it. It's free here. So please go onto our podcast and follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube. Drop us a like, give us some comments. We want to hear from you because this is why we do it. We do it because it's our hope and it's our desire to help you build a red hot marriage as well. So baby, I love you.
Love you.
I'm proud of you.
And let's continue
building a red hot marriage.
Building a red hot marriage.